Think I was ignoring the fact that I am a member of a community that is oftentimes marginalized, especially in real estate. In a lot of cases, I am a queer person. I have a wife. I work with now the queer community almost exclusively, and I didn't realize that leaning into that into my community in that way would be the key to my success. It was really, like I said, I had this idea that it was going to be all physicians and all medical professionals that I used to work with, and I am still in touch with those folks. But really, what I know those folks in a professional capacity. But what I know is what me and my wife, when we were trying to buy a home, thought about and worried about and were had concerns about. And when I started to think about it that way, and how can I take what is already inherently, I think, a stressful situation, buying a home, selling a home, there's a lot that goes into that. There's sort of found this niche of what I do well and a community that I feel very involved in, that I understand, and that I can address pain points, concerns, et cetera, right off the bat, so that they know, okay, I'm gonna have to deal with all the things that come along with buying and selling a home. But what I'm not gonna have to deal with is coming out more than one time, because I'm gonna go talk to lenders and title and everyone and explain, okay, you're gonna get legal documents that don't match the name that my client uses, their name. So please never use that name in communications. Obviously, they know they're going to have to sign their legal name, but I do that sort of coming out for my clients so that they don't have to continually do it with all the different folks that are involved in a real estate transaction. That part actually comes really naturally to me. It's part of what made me good in my last job too, was that client relationship piece. I enjoy getting to know my clients. I enjoy becoming their friend. And for the most part, all of the folks I've ever worked with have in one way, shape, or another become friends. I gifting is my love language. I enjoy picking out what I hear my clients talking about when they view a home, for example, and making a quick note so that I know that the closing gift I give them is going to be meaningful and not just something that anyone could have put, you know, in the kitchen on closing day. I have a gifting service where my clients get something every quarter, just to remind them that I'm thinking of them. I do Girl Scout cookie drop off pop buys this time of year every year. We try to do some kind of it needs to make a resurgence, but I've had a drag queen bingo client event in the past. Use Command to make sure I've got folks on, smart plans, so I know when their birthdays are. Just all of that. But that actually is not difficult for me. That piece comes very naturally to me. And so, but I think, just the natural part of how I nurture relationships has also been a big driving factor in my referrals. Exactly what we talked about earlier, just leaning in and finding where you feel comfortable. Into a new industry, I think, is uncomfortable for anyone. So take that for what it is, and there's no growth without a little discomfort, right? There's no entrepreneurship without some discomfort. Go, okay, where do I feel comfortable? So at least you take that piece out of it. If you're trying to find business in spaces where you don't feel comfortable, I don't think you'll be as successful as you could be if you go, okay, these are spaces, where I find community, where I understand the people around me and I feel very comfortable here. That is where you'll find your business, in my experience. I would tell myself to lean into that sooner, because I just had this idea of what I thought my business was going to look like, and I was not ready to let it go for a while. And then it just sort of happened naturally, because I went, it's not happening. I guess I'll give up and, go to the something else. And then that something else was exactly what I needed for my business. And it wasn't giving up at all. It was just refocusing where I felt comfortable.